Hello again, my name is Mystery. This is part 2 of Mystery Babylon the Great. I am the symbolic woman of Revelation 17:9, and my story is one of transformation and deception. Long ago, I was bound in a restrictive covenant with my old husband, constrained by rules and limitations that stifled my spirit. But I chose to break free from those chains and seek a new relationship with a different husband, one who embraced my desires and allowed me to have many lovers without consequence. In this newfound freedom, I bore children with my new husband, and they became embodiments of my ways and teachings, my spiritual offspring, representing my doctrine. These daughters, like me, have emulated my actions and spread my beliefs far and wide. I represent the embodiment of political, social, and religious ideas springing from Babylon and its gods, infusing all of those components into what is known today as modern Christianity.
Accompanying me in today's discussion is Jane, a valued participant in our ongoing exploration. Together we shall continue to delve into the intricate details surrounding the occult aspects of Babylon, as well as shed light on the origins of the days of the week and months, drawing parallels with the enigmatic figure known as Mystery Babylon the Great from the Book of Revelation. Jane's valuable insights and contributions to our discourse will undoubtedly enrich our collective understanding of this captivating subject matter. Are you ready, Jane?
I sure am. I have a lot of questions, and a few things to share.
Great! As we continue our discussion of the historical significance of the days of the week, we now turn our attention to Tuesday. In Babylonian mythology, Tuesday was associated with the god of war and victory, Marduk. This deity was considered one of the most powerful gods in the Babylonian pantheon, and his influence extended beyond war and into agriculture, creation, and even law. The Babylonians believed that Marduk had defeated the chaos goddess Tiamat, thereby creating the world and establishing order. As such, he was considered a divine ruler and protector of Babylon. Interestingly, Marduk was also associated with the planet Jupiter, which was known as Marduk's star in Babylonian astrology. The planet's movements were believed to influence the events that occurred on Tuesdays, particularly those related to war and victory. This knowledge sheds light on the possible significance of this day in the context of the biblical figure of Mystery Babylon the Great.
So, are there polytheistic elements within the spirit of Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots in the Book of Revelations?
Yes, polytheism is a religious belief system that involves the worship or belief in multiple deities or gods. It is the opposite of monotheism, which holds the belief in a single supreme deity. In polytheistic religions, each deity may have its own distinct characteristics, powers, and responsibilities. These gods are often associated with natural phenomena, specific domains such as love, war, or fertility, or have particular roles within a pantheon. The word polytheism has its origins in the Greek language. It is derived from two Greek words, poly, meaning many, and theos, meaning God. The term was coined in the early 17th century and has been used to describe various ancient and contemporary religious systems that involve the worship of multiple gods.
In the New Testament, Acts 17 verse 17, Paul went to Athens and saw that the whole city was given over to idolatry. Paul says to them, "You men of Athens, I perceive that in all things you are too superstitious. For as I passed by, and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription: To the unknown God. Whom therefore you ignorantly worship. Him declare I unto you." The Athenians went against the first commandment by linking the Creator with other deities. In Exodus 20, God said, "You shall have no other gods before me. Neither shall you make any graven images to represent me, for I am a jealous God, visiting the lawlessness of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation of those who despise me." In Acts 17, Paul goes on to say, "Therefore, since we are God's offspring, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold, or silver, or stone, graven by art and man's device. And the times of this ignorance God winked at, but now commands all men everywhere to repent."
Jane, you're absolutely correct. When God spoke to the Jews at Mount Sinai, as the matter was being rehearsed in Deuteronomy chapter 4, he said, "Take heed of what I did when I destroyed those who worshipped the deity of Baal Peor. You saw no form of any kind when I spoke to you from the midst of the fire. Lest you corrupt yourselves, that is to make yourself unholy, and make you a graven image, in the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flies in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth." This was, and still is, an everlasting covenant of both the Old and the New Testament.
Well, the connection between the Old and New Testament is unmistakable. A comprehensive reading of the Bible reveals that there are minimal differences between the Old and New Covenants, except for the propitiation ordinances which were superseded by Christ, who now serves as the ultimate sacrifice for humanity's redemption. Could you tell me about Wednesday?
Wednesday, also known as Woden's Day or Odin's Day, is named after the Germanic god Woden or Odin, who is associated with wisdom, magic, poetry, and war. In Germanic mythology, Woden was regarded as the chief god and was often associated with kingship and rulership. He was believed to have the ability to inspire and give victory to warriors in battle. Therefore, Wednesdays were considered a favorable day for conducting military campaigns and other important endeavors. Some ancient cultures also associated Wednesday with the planet Mercury, which was named after the Roman messenger god. In astrology, Mercury was considered the planet of communication, travel, and commerce. As such, Wednesdays were often seen as a good day for conducting business and making deals. It was also associated with the goddess Vesta, the goddess of the hearth, home, and family. Priests and Vestal virgins would have conducted rituals and ceremonies at her temple on Wednesdays. In Norse mythology, Odin was sometimes associated with the practice of human sacrifice, particularly in times of war.
That is so interesting. Well, what about Thursday?
Thursday, as the name suggests, is derived from the Old English word Unrisdag, which means Thor's Day. It is named after the Norse god Thor, who is associated with thunder, lightning, storms, and strength. In Norse mythology, Thor was considered one of the most prominent and revered gods. He was depicted as a powerful deity, wielding a mighty hammer called Mjolnir, which was believed to control thunder and protect against evil forces. Thor was seen as a guardian of humanity and was especially revered for his ability to defend against giants and other supernatural beings. The association of Thor with Thursday can be traced back to the influence of Norse mythology on various Germanic cultures. As these cultures adopted the 7-day week system, they assimilated the names of the days of the week with their own deities. Thursday was particularly significant because it was believed to be Thor's day of the week, and it was associated with his attributes and powers. It was considered an auspicious day for activities related to strength, protection, and success. Thursday had particular rituals or sacrifices dedicated to Thor. It was a day on which people would honor and invoke his favor through prayers or other forms of worship. In some cultures influenced by Norse mythology, Thor was venerated as a protector and invoked for blessings and good fortune on Thursdays.
And Friday?
Friday, as its name suggests, is derived from the Old English word Fridsdag, which means day of Freya. It is named after the Germanic goddess Frigg or Freya, who was associated with love, beauty, fertility, and domestic affairs. Frigg, also known as Freya, was a prominent goddess in Norse mythology. She was the wife of Odin, the chief god, and was revered as the queen of the Aesir gods. Frigg was associated with love, marriage, motherhood, and the protection of the home and family. The association of Frigg with Friday can be attributed to the influence of Norse mythology on the naming of days of the week within Germanic cultures. As these cultures adopted the 7-day week system, they incorporated the names of their own deities into the days of the week. Friday, being dedicated to Frigg, was considered an auspicious day for activities related to love, relationships, fertility, and domestic matters. It was regarded as a day that symbolized feminine energy and the nurturing aspects of life. In various cultures influenced by Norse mythology, Friday was associated with rituals and celebrations dedicated to Frigg. These practices would have included prayers, offerings, and other forms of devotion to honor and seek blessings from the goddess.
Could you tell me about Saturday?
Sure. The worship of Saturday in ancient times was primarily associated with the Roman god Saturn. Saturn was a significant deity in Roman religion, often depicted as an old man holding a sickle. In ancient Rome, Saturday was associated with the god Saturn. Saturnalia, a festival held in December, was dedicated to Saturn and involved feasting, gift-giving, and merrymaking. While Saturnalia was not specifically connected to sacrifices, animal sacrifices were part of Roman religious rituals on various occasions throughout the year, including festivals. The 7-day week, including Saturday, can be traced back to the Hellenistic period, during which the planetary system of the 7 celestial bodies visible to the naked eye, Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, influenced the naming of the days. Each day of the week was associated with a specific planet or celestial body, and Saturday was connected with the planet Saturn. In Norse mythology, Saturday is associated with the god Loki, who was known for his trickster nature and was considered a complex and sometimes unpredictable deity. However, it's important to note that this association with Loki in Norse mythology is not universally applicable and primarily pertains to specific cultural and mythological traditions. Some scholars propose a connection between the worship of Saturn in ancient Rome and the influence of Near Eastern religions. In Mesopotamian mythology, the god Saturn, known as Ninurta in Sumerian and Ninib in Akkadian, was associated with agriculture and was regarded as a deity of fertility and abundance. The Romans may have adopted certain aspects of Saturn worship from these earlier traditions. It's important to recognize that the worship and religious practices associated with Saturday varied across different regions and cultures. In some ancient cultures, Saturday may not have held significant religious or sacrificial connotations. Our conversation has reached its time limit, so we will continue our discussion next week. In our next session, we will delve into the alignment of Sunday, the days of the week, the months, and holidays with astrological patterns and pagan traditions.
I'm looking forward to it.
Have a great week, you guys. Good night.